As you can see, I am in a beautiful area. I'm about 45 minutes from Anaheim, California. And it is little rolling hills like this that started who I am today. When I was a kid, I would run all of these hills. I would be here all day long. And not these hills exactly, but ones just like it. And I wanted to share this hike with you. Share a little bit of me here as I'm home. And I've had something on my mind lately that I just want to share with you guys. We all have choices. I could have chosen to put myself in an environment of pain and frustration and confusion, but I didn't. I chose to be here in a place that's lonely. It's only you and me here. I didn't see anybody on the trail. It's really dry. Probably in another fire ban here too. But a beautiful place. A place that's filled with mystery, beauty, peace, and love. I feel the love in my life, the appreciation to be alive, and I am so happy to be here. You know, we all have our struggles and we have our fears, and sometimes we choose things that don't move us forward in the direction that we want to go. We feel stuck. We feel trapped. We put demands and fears on ourselves that are not realistic. We have options. And a lot of the time we choose options that aren't good for ourselves, that is toxic. I chose to be here so that I could reflect on my life. And this is where I'm from. You know, and sometimes you just gotta go back to your roots to kind of, I don't know, recenter. And this was a good decision to come here. I am filled with gratitude. I'm thankful for all of my ups and downs in life. I have enjoyed the journey and appreciate that life is a journey, and a lot of times we make decisions that are just toxic to our lives. You know, a lot of people will talk to me and they'll say, wow, you're living the dream, wow, you're doing everything. How do you do it? How do you get to that peak? And of course I'm gonna use a metaphor of backpacking. But just recently I posted a video about your backpack and the weight of your backpack and thinking about what you're putting in your backpack. And it got me thinking that a lot of times in life, you know, it's the same way. We want to have a light backpack, but we don't want to carry all of our fears and our pain and our anger and the toxic people in our life, because we're gonna get to this bottom of the mountain and we're gonna start to climb this mountain and we're carrying all of this weight and we cannot move forward in life, and you can't do what it is you want to do if you're carrying all this weight on your back. It just gets harder and heavier and heavier, and then soon you give up. And you don't climb that mountain, and you don't make that peak that you wanted to make. So you might be asking, what are you trying to say? You know, I feel inspired today, and I want to share this with you. And what I'm trying to say is, you gotta lessen the load in your backpack. And what I'd like you to do today, even if it's something small, you know, we all have that little bit of anger and that little bit of frustration. And maybe that person that's big, that's toxic to our life. And all I'm asking you to do is think about that. What is something that you could take out of your backpack, take that weight out, that will just help you get a little bit closer, make it a little bit easier for you to climb that mountain? You know, and it can be as simple as maybe you're frustrated because, I don't know, your kids leave the butter out on the counter. You know, just let that frustration go. Is it really worth it? Just stop carrying that burden. You know, I realize that when I remove my anger and I remove my pain and my frustrations and possibly toxic people in my life, that I find a lot of clarity in my life. That now my pack is lighter and I can climb that peak faster. And then I have extra time to possibly just sit and look out at the beautiful scenery. And that is something that I want for you guys as well. You know, I hear people say, I can't do that, I won't do that, or I'm hurt and I can't do that. I'm asking, just do something little. Your peak doesn't have to be these huge mountains, you know, but maybe if it's just a little hill. Hey, if anything, I know it's hard to let go. I know it's hard to let go of frustration, and it's hard to let go of anger and people, if that's what the decision that needs to be made. But by making these decisions and getting rid of this pain, you can excel in life. What I want you to do is stop saying you can't do something. I bought land in Colorado. You know, I've always wanted 35 acres and a river going through it, but instead I bought a 1 little acre. I did something small, but I did it. Again, it doesn't have to be huge mountains. Start out small. Conquer those fears that you have. You know what I realize is that we're all here for a reason. And sometimes we don't find our reason until it's too late, because we've been carrying all this anger and frustration and not letting it go and being who you truly are. So find out what the reason is that you're here and do it. So I'm asking you, get out here and reflect with me. Find your spot. It doesn't have to be a mountain that you climb. You know, it can be a park. You could drive up to a river and get out. Stop procrastinating. It's time. It's time. I got inspired by this from a family member of mine. And they're older and they have a lot of pain. And I find this person not to be happy. No matter what happens, no matter what's going on, this person has something to complain about, something to be sad about, someone to point a finger at. And it inspired me to talk to you guys about this, because I think there might be others out there that are like this, you know, that are just never happy, you know, and they're in their 70s and they just haven't found their happiness because they're too busy pointing their finger at everybody else and too busy keeping that anger in. And it affected me, and I feel inspired. I really do. I feel inspired because I see that, and I see that I need to make a change in my life, and I need to unload some things out of my pack. So, you know, don't be 70 years old and pointing your finger at everybody else to the reason why you're not happy, because ultimately it's you. You know, I feel that a lot of times we're alone in this, and you gotta conquer your fears alone. And when you do that, you become a better person, and then you can bring more people in, you know. And then that's who I want to be. That's who I want to be. So, hello, and welcome to Spirit Forest. I'll see you guys on the next video.